Hello everyone, this is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full-time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for more than 3 years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Friday. So it was a lot better than the past few days. Not like super crazy, but still some good chunky sales. So I was happy we had like a little bit of a turnaround. So the first thing right here is this miniature right here by SHQ Miniatures. They're made in the UK right here. They're like metal ones. This one's like a Russian anti-tank miniature. Someone asked me what the millimeters of it was, so I looked it up on their website to see like what millimeters the SHQ stuff is, and it was 20 millimeters. And then they bought it as a gift. They said so. $12.48 plus shipping for that one. Everything's gonna be plus shipping. I'll save us the time up front. Moving along, we have West End Games, which did this like Marvel DC superhero RPG. This right here is the Justice League of America. These are their dice. So it's like Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, and then it has like symbols that you roll for that particular RPG. I listed these recently, so they sold for $25.99. That's pretty good because I feel like the sealed package was only like 30, 35. So getting 26 for like them open is pretty solid. All right, moving along. Something I used to sell a bunch of, we just haven't gotten any in a while, so I haven't listed any, is these brochures. Fort Lauderdale from Florida. This is I believe, a 1960s little brochure. These do really well if you get like restaurant menus and stuff like that, or really old ephemera. They do super well. We got lucky with getting some of this stuff back then. We used to find it more often, but then out of nowhere we stopped finding it. So this ended up going for $9.36. That's nothing crazy, but like I bought like a whole box like this for $25 at one point and listed all of them. So just getting $9 for like one small thing, and they're easy to store. Most of my brochures and maps are like a portion of a box in the storage unit. All right, next up is going to be, I never played this game, so I don't know too much about it. Forgotten Realms Neverwinter Nights Part 2. This is the strategy guide book, but specifically for the world editor, which is really cool that you can actually make a bunch of custom maps and stuff like that. I remember like Warcraft 3 had a world editor, which is why like Dota and MOBAs and those games exist, because there was an editor within a game. So people love that kind of stuff. They must be collecting this because they said to please pack it carefully. We always pack stuff carefully, but this ended up going for $7 for that. So I like to sell the strategy guide books. They're not all like super crazy for price, but I like looking through them. So, and I did in the past. I know people like to collect that kind of stuff, complete their video game collections, or just go through the book and read it. Next up is going to be a repeat buyer. I think they bought other stuff from us within this realm. These are a bunch of tokens for a board game called Heroes of Normandy. It's more of like a modern World War II, like the tanks and all the pieces are these little cardboard like squares and rectangles. So this is just like a bunch of bits and pieces, 233 of them. I think this is from Shadows of Normandy, so that's one of the expansions. So that's what I put as the title of this. This is not the complete game, but these are plenty of like miniatures basically for someone to use within it. $24 for that. It's pretty good. I listed that recently. Moving along, this is probably our second most sold item right here. This is going to be Frostgrave. This is going to be like a miniature rule book for like a little skirmish game where you have like a wizard and then you can like summon stuff and you're fighting someone else's wizard right here. They also have an updated version. When I ran into someone that played Frostgrave, they said that a lot of people just play the first one and not the second one. So I keep finding the first like edition books because people who are getting the second edition will sell like the first edition. So I have a bunch of this book, and then there was one time when I sold out, and then I found a bunch more. So I keep finding it. Anetta likes this one every time it sells. I joke, I say our common boyfriend sold. She's like, "What are you talking?" She'll be like, "Oh, Frostgrave." All right, this ended up selling for $15.99. All right, and I have another one at storage. So I already relisted there it when I was there. Moving along, we have this, the last sale on eBay, and then there was one on Bonanza. So this is going to be a bunch of, so it's two sets. So these are cardboard little punch out characters for BattleTech. Two of these sheets are going to be the ones from the Battled Armored Core box set, like just the classic one. And then I think the other one was called like Cityscape or something. Yeah, City Tech. So it's just two sets of these. So basically it came from 4 different boxes. So it's just a bunch of them right here. These were kind of hard to baggy. Some of the bags I had to like cut open the side here for my own baggies just because like I don't want them to get too crunched in there. I mean, they didn't get crunched, but like it has like this weird outer edge thing right here, as you can see. And I was trying not to get it. I mean, they're probably gonna punch them out and use them. So, but I just want to sell things as I have them pictured and listed. I was just overthinking it right there. But yeah, I listed these yesterday or 2 days ago. Someone messaged, I had them all for $30 each. They wanted them all for $20 each. I said that's fine. They got them all, so $80. This was like a huge, good, chunky sale. All right. And then on Bonanza, we sold a bunch. It's 7 of these player boards for a board game called Red Dragon Inn. I've never played it. Anetta's played it. She said she liked it. I think you're playing as fancy characters, role playing like drinking at an inn or something. And I think it's kind of has like there's definitely some strategy to it. I think, and then there's also like politics in it where you're like talking to other people. I think trying to convince them. But like I said, there's a bunch of cards that go along with. These are just the player boards. I've never played it. Doesn't seem like my type of game. And then you need a bunch of people to play it. But she said she did like Red Dragon, and I think we have the base game and maybe like an expansion in our board game collection, but I don't think you can play it with 2 players. I think it's literally just a good, the more players the better for that one, or at least that's what I've like seen and witnessed. Like I said, I haven't played it, but I know people like the game. It's really popular. It is an older one, so I don't think they're making like new stuff for it. And then there's also a bunch of expansions. And it was interesting because this company would like label the expansions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Most companies don't do that, but there were a few back in the day where they were trying to make that a trend where they would number their expansions. Munchkin did it for some of their core little expansions. If you see the boxes, they'll be like number 2 or 3 or 4. They still have like a name to them, but it's for collectors. But I don't think board games really do that anymore. All right, that's everything. Hopefully, we're gonna have a crazy weekend. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Have a good one.